In our lesson today, we want to look at the gradient of a straight line using the concept of rise over run. Rise over run. Usually, you already know that the formula for finding the slope of every straight line is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That is change in the coordinates of y over the change in the coordinates of x. I want to teach you a very simple method you use to determine the gradient of every straight line considering the Cartesian plane. So let's assume I have this Cartesian plane and then I have a line running through the x and y intercepts at this point. At these points. Let's assume here is 1 and here is 2. We have 1, 2, and here 3. Let's make use of the concept of rise over run to determine the gradient of this straight line. Now the rise is performed on the y-axis, whereas the run on the x-axis. So we rise on the y-axis and run on the x-axis. Now take note that whenever you are moving towards the negative x-axis, the value must be negative. Here is positive. So if you are going to the right, you have a positive number. Now when you are moving up, you have a positive y. If you are going down, your y becomes negative. That is the value you are getting. So let's determine the gradient of this line. From the origin 0, I'll move up how many times? 1 and 2. So get to the intercept of y on the straight line. So we have a positive 2. The rise is 2. Then for the run, we move towards the left hand of the x-axis. So we count how many times? 1, 2, and 3. So it's going to be over negative 3 since we moved from 0 towards the left hand side. So the slope of this line is 2 over negative 3, which we can write as negative 2 over 3. That is it. Let's assume I have my slope in this, my straight line in this form, and I want to determine the slope of this line. Let's label here 1 and 2, and here 1 and 2 as well. Okay, so to rise on the y-axis, I will run from the 0 origin. I will rise 1 and 2. Now because I am moving down, I have a negative 2 over, then we run on the x-axis. So from the origin as well, I'll move to the right 1 and 2. Moving to the right gives me a positive value. So this is a positive 2. Therefore, my slope is going to be what? Negative 1. Negative 2 by 2 is negative 1. All right. Let's assume the line is in this form. Okay, let's see again. The intercept is here, and here the intercept at y. So remember that here is 1, 2, and here say 3. Then we have here as 1, 2, let's say here 3. So we rise on the y-axis from the origin 0 here. I'll rise 1, 2, and here is the middle of 2 and 3. Moving up will give me a positive 2.5. Then I will run on the x-axis, and since we are considering this point, from 0 we'll move to the right. So I'll move 1, 2, and 3. So I have 2.5 over 3. Positive and positive. 2.5 is same as 5 over 2 over 3. Therefore, when we simplify, we have 5 over 6. You can perform the simplification and see this. All right, so this is what we have for you today. Thank you for paying attention to the end of the class. Please do well to like this video, share it to your friends, and follow for more interesting mathematics tutorials. Bye.